Hi guys, Throw Some Reactions, and this video going to react to episode 10 of season 2 of Babylon 5. Let's get into it.
Traitors, troublemakers, and ambassadors all tucked snugly in their little beds. I love this time of night.
There is no night in deep
It's not gonna last.
And time is a meaningless concept when you stop to think about it.
What?
Commander, the jump gate's online. I read 6 ships.
General Richard Franklin, 356 Infantry Division.
I'm sorry for the delay in docking, sir. No one told us you were coming.
But this operation's classified. I'll brief you at 0900. In the meantime, I'll need billets for myself and my people.
Just how many people are we talking, sir?
25,000.
25,000? We have a Dr. Stephen Franklin on station. Any relation?
He's my son.
I'll
Oh?
let him know you're here.
That won't be necessary. I'll attend to it when I'm sure that my people are settled. You may carry on, Captain.
Yes, sir.
Jeez. I was happy for a second, like, oh? The father?
25,000.
Private Dorman, Elizabeth, serial number 569.
She's like, yeah, hurry up already.
Private.
Falling over there. Someone will take you to your billet shortly. And we need more personnel up here. And I mean fast.
You know, if you ask me, I think someone in Earth Dome has gone completely mental.
That's an interesting opinion. At ease.
Damn, baby should have whispered.
I had an Alfredo Garibaldi under my command during the Dilgar invasion. Excellent soldier.
That was my dad.
So much for genetics.
Jeez.
Now, if you'll all take a seat.
Are you
we'll
always
begin.
this cranky?
With your knowledge of the layout and our new weapons, we can catch the rebel leaders completely
New
by
weapons?
surprise.
25,000 Gropos aren't exactly inconspicuous. How do you expect to keep this little party a secret?
As far as anyone's concerned, we're relief troops for Io. Even my own soldiers don't know any differently, and by the time the truth comes out, we'll already be in striking position.
Babylon 5 is supposed to be devoted to peace. If we begin arming heavily...
The galaxy's changing, Captain, and Babylon 5 must change with it. With the Narn and the Centauri at war, the other alien worlds are bound to become more aggressive, and Earth must keep pace.
There we were facing a whole squad of bonies. I couldn't... Hey, buddy, how's it hanging? I couldn't believe what was going on. It was incredible. Well, they call me large, and this half-pint rook is Yang.
Like, what are you doing here?
What are you doing in my quarters? This is where they assigned us.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna be bunkies for a while. Here, have a nipper. So, anyway. Oh, Buffer opens up with a maze and frags that point, man.
My god!
Hell breaks loose.
Not really resolved, but okay.
With the girls.
Well, Juanita's due for a promotion. Kathy's working on her 3rd doctorate.
I spent time in that type of research during the last war, remember? I didn't like it.
Like has nothing to do with it. You have a duty to the post.
What duty? What? What, coming up with new and better ways to wipe out life? I'm a doctor. My duty is to heal.
Then heal humans. Stephen, I know you're fascinated by these alien creatures, but they're a threat to humanity. And they always will be. Help your own kind.
Life is life. Hero of the Canal Wars and liberator of the African bloc. Scourge of Janus 7.
His record is impressive.
Yes, as a soldier. But as a father, he always brings out this anger in me I can't control. You know, the funny thing is, I do love him. I just can't talk to him.
My father brought out much the same feelings in me. I mean, there were so many things that I wanted to say to him.
Yes, I feel the same way.
Ivanova,
They were just getting started with their talk.
on my way. Tell him what you feel, no matter how hard it is. I didn't, and I lost the chance. Don't make the same mistake.
Wait, what are you saying? These troops are bound for Io, aren't they?
I have to go back on
Oh
duty.
shit.
No, wait a minute now.
Just talk with your father. And let's not kill him off this episode, please.
It is as if they desired this conflict.
Well, a few hundred years of bad blood will do that.
We are all slaves to our histories. If there is to be a bright future, we must learn to break those chains.
The only thing you can count on the Narn and the Centauri to do is break each other's heads.
I fear you're right.
And strangling each
So,
other.
We must continue trying.
Membari don't have hair.
Don't
This is
stop.
human
Stop.
hair.
You are a piece of shit. That's what you are.
Please.
have done nothing to you.
Your people killed my people on the line, Boney. Now you parade around trying to look human. What you need is a good lesson.
Can someone give this son of a bitch a lesson right now?
I'm not finished with her yet.
Oh. Oh, Jesus.
I gotta go. You stay out of trouble, okay?
Thanks for being such a great teacher, though.
Hey, I'll see you around, Michael Garibaldi. Nice butt.
Oh, God. Oh, God. No comments.
We've already talked, and I do not wish to continue that conversation.
What I said, I didn't mean.
I didn't raise you to say things you don't mean.
Yo, come on, he's
now,
trying to...
if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do.
It's always later with you, isn't it?
Oh, God, here we go again.
You are dismissed, Doctor.
Yes, sir.
What if this is going to be the last conversation?
But a man who won't stand up for his own principles is not really a man at all.
Yeah, my father used to say the same thing to me. Finally, one day, we both realized that neither of us could be anything other than what we were. But we never stopped talking or loving each other.
Lights.
Is there something weird going on here or not? Like, it feels onerous?
This is it.
Maybe it was just me, though.
Not bad.
I felt like there was certainly be something weird going on. You don't have any arterial... Like, weird motivations, right? You just want to have a good time. You're not going to do something shady. I just keep waiting for something bad to happen. It's awkward.
One second. Maybe I'll slow down here for just a minute, okay?
Did I miss something?
No, it's just, look, my personal life's been a little strange lately.
Strange. I'm cleaning latrines one day. The next I might be up to my hips in blood, hoping that I don't hear the round that takes me out. You got it? In between, I'd like to try to see what I can get to remind myself that I'm alive. Right, it's not romance. But it's all I got time for. I'm so sorry. It's not enough for you. Spare me your pity!
Jesus Christ, that went all the way to hell. Ugh. Yikes. Oh my God. Oof.
Come.
Alright, please let it go well this time.
Good
Or at
to
least
see you
better.
down, Stephen.
Whoa.
Yes, sir.
What a start?
Now, I'm sorry for dismissing you like I did yesterday, but I was angry.
No, that's the first time that you apologized.
I'm not finished.
Jeez.
I have every right to be angry.
It's not about respect.
Then what is it about?
Us. The way that we talk to each other. Actually, the way that we don't talk to each other.
Nonsense. I always listen to what you have
Can you
to
please
say.
just
Yes,
listen?
Here. And it drives me crazy sometimes, especially when I don't know if I'll ever see you alive again. I love you, Dad. I always have, and I always will. And no matter how much we argue, or we fight, or we talk, or we don't talk, nothing will ever change that.
I just have a bad feeling about this tour, you know? I mean, they say we're going to Io, but I don't believe it. An old firestorm would never lead a coffee and cake run.
So these Minbari fighters are coming right at us, 15 clicks a second. The captain's telling us to hold our fire. Now, I tell you, I'm sweating. All of a sudden...
Hey!
What the hell are you doing, airboy?
Oh, hey, I'm sorry.
My
Let me
God,
buy
are
you
you
another
obsessed
one.
with looking for fights?
Hey, you looks like you got an attitude problem. Want to do something about it? Oh, back off. I can handle this.
Is she slapping me? Oh, whoa, whoa! Okay, we need some group therapy, something going on. And one session isn't going to be good enough, clearly.
Take care of yourself, Dad.
You too, Stephen. And for whatever disagreements we may have, you're your own man. And for that, I'm very proud. And when I get back, I promise we'll talk. But in the meantime, please call your mother and sisters occasionally. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Private Dermot!
Never know what you missed.
Movie.
I'll be shocked. I would be extremely shocked if we would see her again.
This is Tonya Wallace reporting from Octor, where the 356th Infantry Division is assaulting the rebel stronghold on Attack. The fighting is reported to be very intense.
Intense, as in not easy at all.
Most of the leaders of the rebellion have either been killed or captured, and we expect the complete surrender of all the rebel forces very shortly.
Then you consider this a victory?
Yes, but at a very high...
General?
What?
I'm needed elsewhere.
Wait, right now?
We will be continuing live coverage throughout the day.
Wow. Not even giving me some time to work through those feelings? No? We're just gonna end right there. Wow, that's cold. That's ice cold. You were even give, like, we're not just having those extremely haunting visuals, you're even giving me a very haunting music track, and you're just gonna immediately, like, I don't know, fade out into the credits. Wow. It's gonna be an awkward sec. Alright, this was episode 10 of season 2 of Babylon 5, and I thought it was a very good episode. With a very good ending. I have to say, before I do the review, it was definitely confusing for me. Well, not the episode itself, but for me to stop calling, I guess, Stephen Franklin all the time, because I'm so used with this show to call everyone with their last name, because that's pretty much what the characters are also doing. So even though that I do, know their first names, or at least written them down, I don't think I really called, like, Stephen all that much. I think I usually just call him by his last name. So when his father showed up, I was like, like, how am I gonna refer to him? Because I constantly want to say Franklin, but if I would do that, that would be a little bit complicated. So I guess for this episode, for this review, I'm gonna have to try to call him Steven all the time. But yeah, anyways, I also want to take the time before I forget to, of course, pay my respects to the very good acting of Richard Biggs. Yeah. He's I hope I've said it before. He's definitely a very good actor, and I got to see that again in this one. I could, specifically because you could just tell from his eyes how he was feeling about his father, or what kind of relationship he had with his father. Because this anger that he was talking about with Ivanova, you could definitely see. When he had his first conversation with his father this episode, you could tell, like, just looking at the eyes, I was like, what's going on? Like, I assumed that they were at the best terms, based on Richard's reaction, when was Garibaldi? When he was asked, whether he wanted to see his son now. But still, and thinking about how his eyes looked of Steven at first, and then looking how his eyes looked when later on in the episode when he, told his father that he loves him and that he'll always love him. My God, the contrast, the difference. Once again, I'm impressed. I also really think that the actor who plays Steven's father also did a good job. I believe that they are father and son. And although at the start I was definitely frustrated with him, I do believe that I was able to, I guess, have like empathize more with him. I feel like at first I was a little bit more like, what's your problem, and like, why are you like acting like this towards your son, or like, maybe even feeling like, not sure not sure if you were like a good father or anything, but like, yeah, I do feel like maybe why am I even saying maybe, like, I do feel that I forgot there for a sec, which sounds weird, but because how can you, but like, forgot for a sec what effect it must have on him, what effect it must have on the father to be the general, to God know what he's been through, what he has done, which was definitely very noticeable when he was very distraught about being called a murderer. And I'm happy that he did have that conversation with Sheridan, and like Sheridan said, it was not an easy question, but I was definitely, it was good that Sheridan made it clear, like, hey, people die, whatever happens, people do die, and they can only hope, that what they are doing, that, yeah, hopefully how can I put this? Hopefully they don't do more damage than what they are trying to prevent, I guess. I'm just kind of hard for me to express myself, I guess. But that was definitely, a very important conversation. And I like that, that Richard, through having to talk with Sheridan, also Sheridan, sharing about his relationship with his father, how he and his father were also like, totally different people, or like different principles, but at the end of the day still, respecting each other, still, loving each other, and how, that shouldn't stand in their way. I like that is what I guess pushed Richard into the right direction, into, trying to, I guess, have a more healthy relationship with his son. While at Steven's side, we saw him talk with Ivanova, and we have seen and heard about her relationship with her father who has passed away, and it makes absolutely sense that she would tell Steven to talk with his father, now that he has the chance to take that chance. I was very scared that they wouldn't be able to resolve things. I was scared that their last conversation would be a fight, and that then we would find out that his father has died in this classified mission. But thankfully that wasn't the case. Not only were they able to like connect with each other better, and like more emotional level, but also realize like, hey, we don't need to have those same, we don't need to think about the same about about everything in order to have a relationship with each other. But also his father did survive. If only everyone could survive, but still. But yeah, this episode I do think did a good job, but at the time that we have for this episode, giving us some insight into what it's like, to be, I guess in this case, a Gropos. And it's, I believe, it's clear that if not everyone, almost everyone is dealing with a huge amount of, like, I'm not sure if it's the right term, but like post-traumatic stress. We saw how Dodger flipped out. We saw how there was this one like guy who kept looking for fights the whole time. First he was he was trying to pick a fight with Delin, and focusing all this hate and anger on her. I mean, I don't think it's just about the war, but just again, he was also just looking for a fight, as we could see later on when he picked a fight with Warren, I believe his name is. You could literally see that he was the one who put it in motion. I guess this was his way of coping with whatever trauma he had. And Dodger, I mean, obviously there's nothing wrong with having one night stands or just wanting sex, nothing wrong with that. But the way she responded or reacted initially when it was clear that she wouldn't get what she wanted, yeah, at that point it was clear that there was something more going on. And as she said herself, I believe she said that wanted to remind herself that she's alive, I believe. And later on, when she's having another talk with Garibaldi, we hear that she had this bad feeling, and she was like, there's something going on, and I don't think this mission that we're supposedly on is the real mission. And it was painful because we know, Garibaldi knows that that's true, and not that much later, yeah, there it is. They go to war, gonna fight those rebels, and we're having a very passionate goodbye between her and Garibaldi, and I was hoping that would be wrong, but I was like, I would be very shocked if she wouldn't die, and unfortunately she died. She died. The guy was constantly looking for fights died. I believe I saw his body, and also the two friends that Warren made as well. The two friends of which one of them also lost a friend who, they fought together for 25 years. And another one was like, he was new. He was terrified, but they're telling each other, they're telling each other that that's what they, it's what they need. They need to be scared all the time. It's gonna help them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can really describe how I felt about seeing those ending shots. Even though that I assumed that Dodger and even also those two friends would, die in the war, I think, I don't know, I don't know, I guess even though that I was convinced that it would happen, I still wasn't prepared. And I think also because I assumed that when they were talking about this list of people that have passed away, I thought, okay, we got their reaction. We're going to see their reactions to it, just by seeing them act. By their acting ability, we would be able to know, oh, they didn't make it. So I was shocked that we actually saw the shots, on the battlefield and actually got to see them. With the music as well. I don't know, it was all of it. And I think it also got highlighted because right before that, we saw the relief on Steven's face, the relief that his father, made it. His father didn't pass away. And God knows how many times how many times was he waiting for his father, hoping that he didn't die, didn't pass away. And I feel like now it was even I don't know, I feel like that contrast, the relief, and then immediately afterwards knowing that, oh, but those didn't make it, made it even harder to watch. It also doesn't help that Babylon 5 got some gifts. Yay! We got some big, weapons and all of that. Babylon 5 is now able to defend themselves against, a warship. And, it's not like I want to sit here and say, oh, I want them to be totally, that they can't protect themselves against, the shadows and anything. But, first of all, I don't think you can't protect yourself against the shadow, so what is even the use? And second of all, I'm kind of like Delin, I want this place to be, I don't know, it's at odds with the whole message. On Babylon 5 is supposed to strive for peace, but then we have all those weapons? Holy sh... And the fact that they're called gifts. unless I misunderstood and the weapons are going to be taken away again. I do hope, you know, I do hope that you know, going back to Stephen and Richard, that Steve, my God, Stephen's father, hopefully he will, what is the right word? I do hope he's gonna change in regards to this whole, like, mentality that he has of, like, you know, having to help your own kind, or yeah, like having to help your own kind, you know, feeling like helping aliens, you know, is not as important or something. That was definitely, I don't know, that was definitely scary, but I mean, we know that a lot of people are thinking that way, which again is very realistic. So I do hope that he's gonna, I guess, grow, let me put it that way, in that department. I'm also wondering if we're gonna see Steven's mom and sisters at some point. Would be nice, but only if it would be in a totally relaxed, fun way. Like, I don't need to see them if something bad is gonna happen, okay? Like, I don't want to, like, curse anything now. Yeah. I think that's pretty much all I can say. So yeah, a very good episode, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Alright, thanks so much for watching this reaction. Bye.